Coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, we alive right here on the Ramon Preston Show in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Please, if you're coming on, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know the Ramon Preston Show is live on this beautiful Friday, April the 1st, April Fool's Day 2022. We're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Please do me a favor, when you hit the like button, when you share it, once you have tagged Lolly Dolly everybody and invited them to join us today for this discussion, I want you to put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from, what city you're repping today, what city you're repping today. Put the name of the city that you're watching me from in the comments today. We want to know who you are, where you are, and who you're representing. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, guess what? We come to you through this show to share information with you that we know is designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And so today, I want to talk to you about who a holding company is for. Maybe you've asked that question if you've browsed the internet, if you're Googling and searching on YouTube information about holding companies and divisions and subsidiaries and a lot of these major multi-billion dollar, trillion dollar corporations, and you have been introduced to the concept of a holding company. Maybe you've asked the question, who is a holding company for? So I'm going to be talking to you today about who a holding company is for, which, by the way, if you have any questions regarding holding companies, regarding your LLC, regarding your ministry, regarding business, entrepreneurship, finances, investing, wealth building, feel free to drop the questions in the comments. Y'all know my team be lurking. They always in them comments lurking, making sure if there's anything that we can answer that you have questions on, that we do our best to answer them while we're live on the show. So thank you again for being a part of our show. For all of you that are part of our business community, whether you are a student on our Millionaire Blueprint, whether you are a client or mentee in our Millionaire Mentorship coaching and consulting program, perhaps you are a client as a consultant that we offer consulting services for. Whatever it is, wherever you are, I want to say thank you. Even if you're not a client or a student in our business community, guess what? We still consider you family, because if you watch the show, if you subscribe to our YouTube page, if you share our videos, if you get value from the content that we share, that means everything to us, because that's what we want to do. We want to help our people properly start their businesses and ministries and income streams. We want to help our people properly structure them so that at some point you can scale them. I truly believe that. So the question today is, who is a holding company for? Who is a holding company for? Now, I'm going to go broad, but then I'm going to come back and be a little more specific. But just broadly speaking, a holding company is for everyone. Now, let me explain what I mean when I say everyone. I mean everybody, everyone. I truly believe every person and definitely every family should own a holding company. So that means even if you're not really focused on starting an operating business, some type of business that you're like banging the market every day to sell a product, a good, or a service, I still believe that every family should have a holding company, because this is going to be the entity that you use to hold ownership interests in other companies or stocks or bonds or whatever types of investments or assets that you have. It would be advantageous to you to have a holding company that you can hold those assets and those ownership interests in. Of course, we can get into the conversation of you having a trust, but guess what? A trust is not a business entity. So if there's any type of business activity that you want to conduct, if there's anything that you want to create and produce, it is going to be advantageous for you to own a holding company. So from a broad perspective, who is a holding company for? Of course, a holding company is for everyone. But we already know everybody ain't gonna own a holding company. Everybody ain't gonna own a company. Everybody ain't gonna do nothing in business. Some people are just gonna work jobs, or maybe they're on a fixed income and they're good, they're comfortable, they don't have a lot of things going on in their life and they're satisfied with where they are. But if you are an individual that wants to do great things, perhaps you want to be a millionaire. Maybe you want to be rich, you want to get wealthy, you want to create a legacy so that your wealth can be transferred from generation to generation, then you're definitely going to be one of the specific people that I talk to today. So broadly speaking, who is a holding company for? Everyone. But now more specifically speaking, who is a holding company for? Well, I'll just talk about at least 3 profiles of people to help you understand who a holding company is for. The first profile of people that I want to talk to is those of you who may be considered W-2 employees, all right? So if you're a W-2 employee, I want you to understand that a holding company is for you as well. One of the questions that I get a lot of times from people who work on jobs as W-2 employees, the question is pretty much centered around, why should I even have a holding company, and like, what is a holding company going to do for me? Well, there are a lot of reasons why a holding company is perfect for you. Number one, as a W-2 employee, you may be one of the 120 plus million people just this past year that paid too much in taxes. There was just a recent report that came out a few weeks ago, I believe. It was sometime in February, I believe. And the report showed, this is real data that was gathered. The report showed that over 120 million people paid too much in taxes in 2021, which is why they were receiving a lot of income tax returns in 2022. A lot of that income tax return that this 120 million plus people received this year from last year came from them paying too much in taxes throughout the calendar year. One of the reasons why W-2 employees pay too much in taxes is because they don't understand business. They don't understand the advantages that they could use a business for to implement and execute creative tax strategies. But if this W-2 employee had a business, period, but definitely if the business was structured correctly, they would be able to use that business to minimize their taxes and, of course, maximize their deductions. So I have done all of this with every profile of people that I'm talking about today. So if you are a W-2 employee, one of the reasons why you want a holding company, one of the reasons why a holding company is for you, let's assume that this holding company was a LLC, is because now as a W-2 employee, you can go back and revisit your W-4 form, which, by the way, if what I'm saying to you is still a little complicated, but you know what I'm saying to you is accurate and you want to participate in this, but you don't have the information and the tools and the knowledge and the resources to actually do it, we have a Millionaire Blueprint. We have an online training program that includes documents, forms, tutorials, training videos to educate you and to train you on all of these concepts that you can implement and execute. I mean, every client that I talk to, any mentee that joins our mentorship program, and in most cases, most of the students that join our online program that we're able to at least orientate and onboard, we explain to them this concept. And I have seen clients go from paying $2,000-$3,000 in taxes a month and seeing that realized in their take-home pay just because they implemented this same strategy. So again, a lot of times people who are W-2 employees, they'll go back and revisit their W-4 form, but they don't connect it to having a business. So what end up happening is they get into the following year, and when it's time for them to do their taxes, they owe taxes because they have not tracked their income and expenses throughout the year. They didn't have a business that they legitimized to show that they had real legitimate business deductions. And so if you're going to start a business, even if you don't have an idea as a W-2 employee for some type of product or service yet, if you don't have some type of operation that you know you can go into the marketplace today to start pushing your goods, your services and products, well, the fact that you have a holding company, you're going to use your holding company as an incubator. That's one of the advantages of having a company and understanding the concept of this type of company, because you know how to utilize this company best. A lot of people, even when they get people like lawyers or experts to file and form the paperwork for them to have a holding company, but they don't understand it because they haven't been educated and trained. I don't want to just help you file and form the paperwork to have a legal entity that you're calling a holding company. I want to make sure that if or when you do that, whether I help you do it or someone else helps you do it, that you also have the education behind it. You have the training behind it. You are clear on how do I actually run this LLC? And what is the advantage of me having this type of LLC so that I can manage the day-to-day operations of it and maximize the benefit of it, okay? So if you're a W-2 employee and you fit this profile, I'm showing you why a holding company is perfect for you. You are perfect for a holding company because, number one, you can revisit your W-4 form and you can increase your allowances or exemptions, or you may traditionally refer to them or know them as dependents. And as you increase those exemptions or allowances, you decrease your federal tax liability, which means there's going to be more take-home pay coming to you. But again, when you do that, then you're going to have to take responsibility for the tax bill that you could potentially have unless you have a company or some type of business set up that you can start using to maximize your tax deduction. So through this relationship as a W-2 employee having a holding company, you're going to be able to minimize, right, your tax bill. You're going to be able to max your deductions. And you're like, well, Ramon, I don't have any products and services that I'm selling. Well, if you get educated about maximizing your deductions and you start learning what type of bills that you have, what type of expenses that you have just in your personal life, you can start learning what type of bills and expenses that you have that can actually be considered business deductions. And so now, all of a sudden, as a W-2 employee, you're bringing more money home because you minimize your taxes. As an employee who started a business, which I'm going to recommend is structured as a holding company, you're maximizing your deductions. So now a lot of your bills, a lot of your expenses that you're going to pay anyway as a W-2 employee if you never start a business, you're able to start using them on this profit and loss statement. Because your financial statement for your business is going to show a lot of the expenses and bills that you have as an individual anyway, but they're going to be considered deductions for your business, which will offset what you did on your W-4 form as a W-2 employee to minimize your taxes. So this is like one of the biggest reasons why a holding company is for a W-2 employee. Another reason why I believe a holding company is for a W-2 employee is because once you've done this part, and now you're probably bringing more money home if you readjust your W-4, and you're maximizing your business deductions, even if you're not really developed and mature having products and services that you can sell, well, your holding company, it becomes an incubator. See, a lot of entrepreneurs that I coach and consult and train, they learn that even when you don't have a minimum viable product, which means you really ain't got nothing that you can go out there and sell today. You really don't have a service because you're still confused on what you're doing, and you may still be working a job over here as a W-2, but now that you got your holding company, okay, you don't have products and services, but at least you can start looking at your ideas. You can start looking at your competencies. You can start looking at your passions and the things you love, and you can start converting these things into products and services. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time and effort to figure out, wow, while I'm working my job, because I have a company structured and set up correctly, I'm going to use this company as an incubator to start doing some research and development. So I'm going to start educating myself about business. I'm going to start educating myself about financial literacy, about entrepreneurship, about sales and marketing. And what's going to start happening is you're going to start getting these bright ideas. Well, once you start getting these bright ideas, even while you're working, you can drop those ideas in the incubator, in the ecosystem of your holding company, and you could start matching those ideas with your competencies. What am I just good at? What do I love to do? What am I passionate about? Is there anything here in my ideas or in my competencies that I can actually create a product around? Or can I find a product that already exists and just attach it to my idea, attach it to my competencies, my strengths, my passions, or what I love? Maybe it's services. And guess what happens? Now it's easy for you to develop the products and services, put a price on those products and services if they have certain brand recognitions or names that you want to attach to them so that they can get introduced to the market. Now you can go out there and make money, or at least try it, because it's in research and development. I always tell my clients that you always want a R&D division in your ecosystem. R&D is research and development. You always want to have a research and development division in your business. So I hope you're seeing how powerful it is and why a holding company is for a W-2 employee. All right, so the second profile of people that I believe a holding company is for those who are considered to be in the middle. These are 1099. Okay, these are 1099. They are typically self-employed. Uh-oh. Stop playing with me now. Stop playing. All right, well, I guess my board want to act up, but whatever the issue is, I don't know, maybe it's an internet issue. But the second profile of people that I believe a holding company is for is the 1099s. The 1099s. So who are 1099s? Well, anybody who is not a W-2 employee, but who's actually working and they're getting paid as an independent contractor. Maybe you're getting paid as a vendor. Maybe you're getting paid as a freelancer. If you are a real estate agent, a network marketer, if you are some type of self-employed individual, a solopreneur, where you don't have a business, even if you have a business license. Some states will allow you to get a business license and you can file for a fictitious name, but it doesn't mean you are a separate entity. Filing for a fictitious name simply means you are doing business as the name you filed to use, but it's still you doing business as, meaning that whenever you do your taxes, whenever you are getting someone to file your paperwork, they're going to be using your Social Security number. So even if you are a 1099 employee, see if I can just cut it off and cut it back on. Even if you are a 1099 employee, well, guess what? Your 1099 job is still, associated to your Social Security number. So first of all, while I'm working on my board to come back up, if you're watching this live, put in the comments where you are. Are you a W-2 employee? Are you a 1099? Are you an EIN business owner full time? Or maybe you're all three, or maybe you're two of the three. Let me know which profile that you fall in. What profile represents you? Are you a W-2 employee, 1099, or EIN? So just put in the comments which profile you are. Are you W-2? Are you 1099, EIN, or are you all three? So that means if you're a pastor, you're an EIN. If you own a business, a LLC or S Corp, you're EIN. If you work for somebody, you're either W-2 or 1099. Or if you just work for yourself, but you don't have an EIN number for your business or your ministry, you're just still a 1099. Let me know which one you are, okay? So the second profile of people are the 1099s. So how is a holding company perfect for a 1099? That's really easy for me to answer, because most people who are 1099s, when they file their taxes using their Social Security number. Most people who are 1099, when they get their 1099s at the end of every year from whoever issues the 1099, they're getting their 1099s in their name and with their Social Security number. So one of the advantages of being a 1099 but having a holding company, one of the advantages of being a 1099 and having a holding company is, instead of you getting your 1099 issued to your Social Security number, you cross that out and you get your 1099 issued to the EIN number of your business, so that you can run the finances or the income through your business. You want to run the income through your business, because remember, like we talked about with the W-2 employee, you want to minimize the taxes, period. You want to maximize the deductions. And the way you're going to do that is making sure that whatever income that you have coming in, it's actually going through your holding company. Now, a lot of times if you're a 1099, let's say if you are a real estate agent or an insurance agent, you have to talk to your broker to see if they will issue your 1099 income to your business. Sometimes they won't. They may have different policies. You know, back in the days when my wife and I were a two-person team, my wife was an agent, we had relationships with brokers. Our best friends were brokers. They had a brokerage firm, a very successful brokerage firm. So it wasn't an issue if we wanted to get our 1099 income coming to our business, because the broker didn't mind it, because of course we were best friends. But if that's what we wanted, most of the time my wife would just get it in her name, because number one, we didn't know all the things that we know now. We're talking about 17, 18 years ago. We didn't know all the things we know now. But number two, because she was a real estate agent, there were still tax advantages that we were able to get just because she was a real estate agent. So if you are some type of agent working with a firm and you're getting 1099 income, you have to make sure that your employer or whoever you're working with, a broker, is okay with that, and you have to ask them. Most of the times, if you're a network marketer, you start your network marketing business with your Social Security number, but you can always go back and ask them to switch your Social Security number out and put your EIN so that all your network marketing income is coming through your business. So this is powerful. Now, another reason why this is a perfect setup for a 1099 independent contractor is because a lot of independent contractors, a lot of 1099 people, they try to build a brand or build a business around who they might be associated with. So for example, if you are a network marketer, if you are some type of agent, or if you're some type of independent contractor or freelancer, I'm just using an abbreviation here. A lot of times you're trying to go into the market and position yourself in the market out here, but you're trying to position yourself as this person. Oh, I'm the network marketing guru, or I'm the best agent on the planet, or I'm the next best thing since sliced bread when it comes to independent contracting or freelancing. And a lot of times you don't resonate in the market. You find yourself glitching. You're not really getting the attention that you want. But if you had a holding company set up, and if it was set up correctly so that you could be positioned as the ambassador of this holding company, maybe you named the holding company after your name, Ramon Preston Enterprises. Well, now I can go into the marketplace with my company, with my brand, with my name, with my personality, and I can build my business, and I just happen to have a division that sells these products. I just happen to have a division that provides these services. You see how that looks? See, that looks different because with this, you're trying to put that up there. With this is up there, and all these come under the umbrella or the banner of your personal brand. So of course, like for example, my holding company is Ramon Preston Enterprises. It is the banner, it is the umbrella, it is the entity, it is the big house, right? Well, one of the divisions that we have is sales and purchases of real estate, because my wife is an agent, but she doesn't necessarily use my company when she's doing her transactions as a salesperson, because her license is with a brokerage. It's not necessarily with my holding company, because our holding company is not a brokerage. But it's not like we can't build our own brand and have the information and the expertise and what we do available through our company to at least inform people and educate people. You get what I'm saying? So if an opportunity presents itself, we're not conflicting ourselves out in the marketplace. So that's another big reason why a holding company is perfect for the 1099, okay? So the third profile of people who a holding company is perfect for are those who are legitimate EINs. So when I use EINs, of course, I'm talking about business owners. So you have a business. You're a business owner. But the problem a lot of times that I personally see is the business owner is out in the market trying to do their best to sell their products and to sell their services. But because the business owner does not understand the holding company concept, this operating entity that they have here is the end all be all, because this operating entity is at the top. So whether it's an apparel company, you got it at the top. Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a shoe company, whether it's a landscape company, whether it's a marketing agency, whether it's some type of sales company, whatever the company is, when your company is at the top and it's the end all be all, then you're capped out. So what happens when you want to exit and move on to something else? What happens when you, like most entrepreneurs, have 3 or 4 other ideas, but you can't reconcile it? Because let's say if this operating entity that you are running now, your business, let's say if this business is, let's say if it's a product that you sell, right? but you got another idea over here, and this idea over here makes no sense to even be in that company. Most of the time, the entrepreneur is going to go over here and start another business. And so now they got this LLC, they got that LLC, and then over here they have a service because they find a niche in the market and they say, oh, we can make money doing that. And guess what? That doesn't make sense with this business or this business, so they start another LLC. And so now this person is over here owning this business, they're here owning this business, and they're over here owning this business. And it's so confusing because you don't know which one to market, you don't know which one to get behind. You see what I'm saying? You don't know which one that you should hire people in, which company should you get insurance on, which company should you do payroll under. You're confused. But if you had a holding company, see, this is why the holding company is so powerful. If you had a holding company, come on here, Google. If you had a holding company, guess what? And you had these 3 ideas, well, you can drop those 3 ideas into your holding company. They can either become divisions until they make sense to go out on their own. And instead of you being confused with all these ideas and all these different entities that makes no sense and they're not connected together, you leave those ideas as divisions. So if these ideas are products, if these ideas are services, if you can get away with it, you just use them as divisions. And then when they make sense, you make sure that they are companies owned by your one company. And now they're all interconnected together. And they're still under one brand and one banner. Even if they got different names, even if they have different operations, even if they got different staff, even if they got different locations or they're different, I would suggest that they're symbiotic, meaning that they need to be able to flow together. They shouldn't be 3 separate things that make no sense, especially if you're just getting started, unless you just got a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of people behind you. But for the most part, the entrepreneurs and startups and small business owners that are looking to build something sustainable, it needs to flow together, but it's all under one banner. So instead of you just having a business and selling products and services in the market, you have a holding company that may own businesses or have divisions. So just these concepts alone, they play a very important role in how you succeed and how you really grow your business. Like, I'm living proof. Before I understood everything about holding companies, before I started my holding company, let me make sure I'm correct. I started 1 business, 2 businesses, 3. So let's see here. We started 1 business, we started 2 businesses, and then we started 3. So it was my 4th business. So I'm just showing you that it's not like I learned this overnight. It's not like I learned this overnight. My first business I started in 2006. My second business I started in 2014. My third business I started in 2015. And in 2018, when my wife and I moved to Buckhead, we merged all the concepts, all the services, all the things that we knew we were doing in all 3 of these businesses, and we created one holding company. And we've had that one holding company. Now, of course, since then, we've had a lot of ideas. We've provided a lot of products and services to the market. A lot of those ideas, a lot of those products, a lot of those services were different names. They had different identities in the marketplace. They had different functions, but from a structure perspective, they were just divisions under one organizational enterprise. Some of these divisions turned into subsidiaries, meaning that they became separate entities. So once they became separate entities, we just created a box, an entity around that product or service, and just connected it to the holding company. So now we can continue to keep our brand, we can continue to keep our messaging, and when we're introducing something new, we can give it a life of its own and or run it through our main entity, where over here, if I would have kept that, I would have had 3 different entities that were kind of similar because we're in the same vein. My wife and I are. We're in the same vertical and vehicles pretty much, but they would have conflicted what I wanted to create. And so I personally have had to go through this process and have had to figure it out. The only difference between me and you maybe is I did not have a comprehensive plan that someone put together to walk me through each phase of the process. And so if you are a W-2 employee, a 1099, a EIN business owner, or all of the above, but you are glitching, you don't really have your infrastructure set up the correct way with your holding company here, with your divisions here, and then with your subsidiaries correctly established here, so that you can create one central ecosystem that makes sense in your marketing, in your sales. This holding company can become pretty much your sales funnel. See, this is how I built my company, so that my holding company is a huge sales funnel. So when somebody comes into my ecosystem, they're coming into one ecosystem, and we're able to help navigate them to what division best fits them, or what subsidiary do we have, what product and service within our ecosystem that works. And this is a very comprehensive plan and training that we provide for our clients and for our students. So we currently have a 1-year coaching and consulting program called the Millionaire Mentorship, all right? And we give you 1 year to get this plan in place, to create the structure, to create the systems, to create the processes, to integrate them, to execute them, to make sense of your ideas, to turn them into products and services, to price them correctly, to introduce them to the market. We show you how to create your sales systems, your marketing systems, your operation systems, your financial systems. We have a comprehensive plan that we put together for you, and we give you 1 year to train, to educate yourself, to learn how to manage this type of asset, because your holding company becomes an asset. You're figuratively speaking, you become an asset manager when you're able to understand how to run the day-to-day operations of it. So I want to give you access to this Millionaire Mentorship program. And if you would like to get more information on it, maybe you have some questions that you would like to ask me and my team on it. Maybe you just need a little more clarity on how it's going to work for what you do. Maybe you're working on starting a business, or you started it. How can you restructure it? We can help you flesh that out, map it out so it can make sense. All you have to do is text. We make it real easy for you. You can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. All you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I would love for you to join our business coaching and consulting community so that we can start training you, educating you. We can start working with you, consulting you, and coaching you through each step of this comprehensive plan that you're probably going to need in order to establish such a complex and sophisticated infrastructure for yourself. Of course, if a 1 year coaching and consulting program is something that you just don't quite see yourself doing right now, we do have online training programs available for you. We have a Millionaire Blueprint. It's a comprehensive program. It's hundreds and hundreds of training courses videos, tutorials, documents, and forms that can show you everything you need. You just have to be a do-it-yourselfer. So if you don't need me and my team to mentor you, then the online program, the Millionaire Blueprint, will work perfectly for you. Now, of course, our mentorship program, we give you access to the blueprint for the entire year. But if you just want access to the blueprint and you learn and you study on your own pace, it's on demand, it's interactive. You can access the courses and the videos and the forms. You can download it all anywhere in the world as long as you have internet access, from your phone, from your tablet, from your iPad, from your MacBook, from your HP desktop. It doesn't matter. You can turn every area of your life into a university training platform to learn what you need to learn to become successful as an organizational enterprise leader. All right. We also have a single course just for holding companies. So if all you just want is information on the holding company, we have a holding company course and startup kit. It's a holding company course and startup kit. So we walk you through all the training. We walk you through the tutorials. We show you how to file and form your paperwork. We have a startup kit in there, and we give you everything that you need to literally file and form your holding company, LLC, your operating entities. We show you how to build your divisions out, how to make the systems and processes in your holding company work. And you can actually call this number, and we'll be more than happy to share that information with you about our online programs that we have available, unless you would like to be a part of our coaching and consulting program called the Millionaire Mentorship. All right. Now, you can also just visit my website, and all of the information that I'm sharing with you, I'm very open and transparent. I'm a realist. I keep it 100. I don't got time to be lying and playing games with people, because I don't want nobody to be lying and playing games with me. So everything that I'm telling you about, all the prices, all the details, all the courses, all the services, everything that you're going to get from me and my team with whatever program you participate in, you can find the information at RamonPreston.com. Okay, so just go to RAMONE, RamonPreston.com, PRESTON. When you go to RamonPreston.com, you will see literally every ounce of information we have about our organization. So this is our main website. It's showing you the mobile version. This is the mobile version, so it will be similar to what you see here in our mobile version. We talk about all of our programs on our website. If you happen to just click on and look at our menu, you'll see a link to our coaching program. You can see everything that we offer, what your benefits are going to be with the coaching. We have consulting services. We have a consulting division. If you don't want coaching, if you don't want training, you may have a business, you just need a professional business consultant to help you. My team and I, we can help you with the nuts and bolts of your business and help reorganize and restructure to make sure that you can scale your business. We have a training division that will prompt you to our online training courses, our programs that we have, whether it's our Millionaire Blueprint or our holding company course and startup kit. We have a licensing and certification program. Like, we literally train people to become certified coaches and consultants. Maybe you want to be a coach or a consultant. Maybe you are one, but you just don't know how to do it. You don't know what to really do. You don't know how to conduct these services to your clients. You don't know how to package your programs and services and products and price them. We teach you and train you on that, and we certify you once you pass all of the exams. We have a licensing program. There are a lot of people who want to be coaches and consultants. They want to get in the educational space. They want to be a blessing to their community. They want to help people, but they don't have the curriculum. They don't have the materials. Well, our licensees not only get access to all of our curriculum and material, and they have a license, a right to use it, to repurpose it how they want to, but they're also able to sell our online digital products. So as a licensee, you can literally sell our Millionaire Blueprints and get paid selling it without doing anything. Our headquarters, we onboard any client that you sell our products to. So that's a great business opportunity. It's similar to a franchise. You don't even have to reinvent the wheel. If you want to build a successful coaching, consulting, and training company, and you don't want to have to create all the material from scratch, and you know that there's a trusted business and financial infrastructure already built, then you can become a licensee. We have millionaire groups for churches that would like to host business and financial literacy programs in their churches. And we have so many other programs. So you can get all of that at RamonPreston.com, or you can just text the word millionaire to this number or call this number, 404-478-7213. Today is Friday, April the 1st, 2022. I'm so excited about Q2, the second quarter of this year. I'm looking forward to having an explosive second quarter. I want you to have an explosive second quarter in your personal, professional, financial, or ministerial life. And whatever we can do to help make that happen, all you have to do is reach out to us. I love all of you. Appreciate you for joining the Ramon Preston Show today. Remember, every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, we come to you right here on the Ramon Preston Show. Be sure, please, pretty please, subscribe to my YouTube page. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Invite others to subscribe to my YouTube page. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 7,000, so we need to get to 10, and I need your help. I need your support. I need you to tag people and invite them to subscribe to my page. And while you're at it, make sure that you follow me on Facebook at Ramon Preston, Instagram at Ramon Preston, TikTok at Ramon Preston, LinkedIn at Ramon Preston. I'm on Twitter. I'm everywhere at Ramon Preston. Make sure you go to those sites, find me at Ramon Preston, and follow me so that you can continue to be a part of what we're doing in our community. I love every one of you. Appreciate you again. I'll see you Monday, same place, same time, right here on the Ramon Preston Show.